Pittsburgh's long been described as a shot in a beer town, at least until Penn Brewery launched about 20 years ago. Then the beer alone was probably enough. The local company was one of the microbrewery pioneers, operating a brew pub and brewery in the old Eberhard and Ober brewery on the north side. Well, today the brewery's under new management with some big changes in store. Len Caric is CEO of Penn Brewery. Welcome.
Thank you.
And congratulations. It's really been one of our region's great success stories over, what, the past 22 years?
22 years it's been around, and it has been a very, very successful brand.
Yeah, in those days, the whole concept of microbrewery was brand new, and Tom really was a pioneer.
Yes, he was. He helped actually change some of the laws that allowed it.
Really?
Yes.
And so now you're running the show. Not a big beer background in your business?
No, not a big beer background other than drinking it occasionally.
A fan, right?
A fan, that would be the way to put it, yes. And my background is I had a cylinder recertification business called McKnight Cylinder, which was out in Roughsdale, Pennsylvania, and did that for 8 years until we sold it to AmeriGas, which was our biggest customer at the time, and left there and stayed with AmeriGas through the transition. And then this opportunity came up, and it was just really thrilling because it's such a Pittsburgh brand. It's got such name recognition, and it was just exciting for me, coming from a business that nobody pays attention to all of a sudden a business that's right out there, and it's a consumer product and things that you can get excited about, and people invite you on their TV shows and in the newspapers. So it's a big change, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, and you have been getting a lot of press, obviously, ever since you took the reins, but even more recently now with the building where you're located. Very historic, very visible. A lot of people know it, and you're going to be leaving.
Yes, we are. We're going to be leaving. Our lease is up February 28th of 2009. Till that time, we will be open with the restaurant and everything till that point, so we don't want anybody to think we're not still around. And our mission is to find another location here in Pittsburgh where we're going to be able to have a restaurant, a brew pub, as well as continue to bottle beer here and continue to brew beer. So right now, that's the main focus of what we're doing, is we're looking for that next location.
Well, that's a lot. I mean, when you're talking, there's a lot to move, I would think. You've got a bottling line, you have all the brewing equipment, plus a restaurant.
Yes, there's an awful lot to get accomplished, and we see it as being easier to move the restaurant as opposed to the whole brewery. But we're exploring all the ways to handle this. But we are committed to having the location here in Pittsburgh and to continue to brew beer here in Pittsburgh. And in that interim time period, the beers are still available at all of our distributors, at the bars and restaurants that have supported us for all these years.
Tell me a little bit about the bottles we have here on the table.
Sure.
I'm familiar with the 12-ounce ones over the years, but also some of the bigger bottles here.
Yes, the big bottle beers, really those are two ways that we deal with big bottles. First is that being a brew pub, we're able to allow our brewers to get a little crazy at times or to experiment. And so the process is generally let them experiment with something and then introduce it into the restaurant on draft and see how the response is to it. And if we get a very good response, the next step is to not only offer it in drafts to bars and restaurants, but also to brew it and put it into these, what are called big bottles. These are 25-ounce bottles that are available at bottle shops around the area, as well as in cases at distributors. And then if the beer is successful at that point, we move it into a 12-ounce bottle, because at that point it's now going to be mass produced. And this bottle right here, Kaiser Pils, which was our, that was our 2008, this past October in 2008, became a gold medal winner in its category at the Great American Beer Festival.
Wow.
So this beer has been getting not only winning awards, but has developed quite a following. And so, as a matter of fact, a really nice following in Brooklyn and Manhattan, which is exciting. And so we've decided that in spring of this year, we're going to introduce it in a 12-ounce bottle.
Okay, so then it'll be more generally available.
It'll be more generally available, and it is, like I said, it's a gold medal winner at the Great American Beer Festival this October 2008. As was our Oktoberfest beer, was a bronze medal winner. That is already available in both 12-ounce and on draft, as well as in 25-ounce bottles. I mean, in the craft beer industry, what's exciting is to have seasonals come out. People are always looking for that new beer, and not only the new beer, but the beer they remember from before, so there's anticipation that builds. Of course, in the fall time, Oktoberfest, our Oktoberfest beer, we have calls coming in June and July. When's Oktoberfest going to be available? And at this time of year, of course, around the holiday season, we have our St. Nicholas Bock that's available. We have it in 12-ounce bottles as well as it's available on draft. And then in December, we release the Brewer's Reserve, which we package in a 25-ounce bottle. And we have a bag with a foil wrap on it that makes an excellent gift for that person on your list that's hard to find a suitable gift. And this one has a little bit more alcohol content in it, so it's kicked up a little bit. It's a hearty beer for this time of year here in Pittsburgh.
Wow, it's all a lot of fun. And you're also going to be giving the packaging a new look too as we move into the new year?
Yes, you know, Bill, this happened all at the same time, which is real exciting. We have this opportunity now with basically coming out with everything new, not just a new location, a new restaurant, but also our packaging. We're going to update that. That's going to happen right at the beginning of the year, where we've updated both the packaging as well as the labels are going to be freshened up. They're not going to change dramatically, but they're just going to get a new look and a little bit fresher look for 2009. So we have an exciting time coming up here in 2009 with new place, new location, new restaurant, new packaging, probably a few new beers that we're thinking about launching as well in 2009. So there's a lot happening in our place.
You sound like you're having a blast.
I have to tell you, I am. I absolutely am having a blast. It's first of all, it's a fun industry, of course, and again, because it's such an out front product, and when people talk about beer, can't help but smile. I mean, you can't help it. And there's great people in the industry, and there's and it's a business challenge as well with all that's going on, which is really, I get real excited about that.
Very cool. Well, Len Caric, the company's Penn Brewery, and good luck with all that's ahead for you in the new year.
Well, thank you very much, and thanks for having me.
And we'll be back in a minute with a little dollars and cents. Stay with us.